Hola a todos, BigBong aquí, y el video de hoy es muy especial porque se lo dedico a mi gente hispanohablante. Indeed, today we're going to be talking about a language that's very dear to my heart, and it's Spanish. Si no entiendes inglés, activa los subtítulos por favor, y lo siento si mi español no es perfecto, todavía estoy aprendiendo el idioma y quiero mejorarlo aún más. Pues vale, vamos! If you were following my channel, you probably saw the video I made with my Colombian friend Mateo, in which we compare which language sounds more romantic between French and Spanish. Pero tengo que confesar algo, en el fondo de mi corazón creo que es el español. Yes, I have a sweet spot for Spanish and the Latin American culture, and I don't want to spread stereotypes, but I love spending time with family, partying and dancing. Now, when I have conversations about the Korean language and culture, the topic of K-pop often comes up, but unfortunately I've never really felt drawn to it. I don't know why. Maybe if I were to live in Korea again, I'd probably look into it. But the thing is that it's the complete opposite when it comes to Spanish and its commercial music. I have to say, I'm addicted to reggaeton, man. I'm really addicted, and sometimes I can't get the melody out of my head. It's crazy, right? But it did somehow help me learn Spanish, even though I was mostly able to say sentences like Hola mamita, ay tengo que ser honesto contigo y decirte que quiero pasar toda la noche en tu cama, mi amor. Entonces, ¿qué hacemos, ah? So, not always useful in daily situations, but in my defense, there are a lot of efforts to bring different languages and cultures together in some songs. And this is also what this channel is all about. By the way, I also saw that Daddy Yankee's Dura was going viral in China. That's pretty amazing. Chinese people learning and singing in Spanish. Dola, 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 dola. Ay, qué rico! Well done. We love you guys. Though sometimes people don't speak the language but they still want to sing along, and that's pretty funny. Despacito, despacito, despacito. I really heard a French guy singing in a club like that once, not with the guitar of course, and lucky for him the music was loud. But hey, does it really matter in the end? The guy was having fun, and that's what this music is all about. But this raises another question I'm very curious about. What happens when Spanish people sing Latin American songs? Would they sing it in their accent or in the original one? Esa mujer que a mí me dio placer y me lo supo hacer hasta el amanecer. If you're Spanish from Spain, please let me know in the comments because I really want to know. And that's precisely what I want to talk about today. Now, I started learning Spanish from Spain back in Europe, and I was strictly taught to speak like that. Una cerveza por favor, muchas gracias. But since I started living in Canada, I mostly met Mexicans, Colombians, Guatemalans, Peruvians, Venezuelans, in other words, many Latin American people. And even though I know that the accent is completely different from one Latin American country to another, my accent did grow apart from European Spanish. Well, actually, it's also pretty much what happened with my English. Although I have to admit now it's a bit confusing because when I hear a word, I'm not quite sure if I have to write it with an S, a C, or a Z. Una celda, los zapatos, o calzados, you know what I mean, right? Now, listening to reggaeton, I was mostly influenced by Puerto Rican Spanish, and by analyzing the accent, I noticed that sometimes the R was pronounced like an L. Es que no sé por qué cuando tomo pienso en usted, te quiero comer, te quiero comer. And from what I understand, there seems to be a lot of Latin American people who aspirate their S. So for example, the sentence Estamos listos después. I don't even know if this sentence makes sense. I believe some people might say Estamos listos después. Of course, I'm exaggerating and maybe I'm totally wrong, and in that case, please let me know in the comments because that's also how I can learn. But I want to take it to the next level by asking you guys who come from a Spanish-speaking country to send me an audio recording of the most popular expressions from your dialect gathered in one sentence with your accent. Apart from music, I'm also used to Mexican or Colombian Spanish because of movies and TV shows. And for example, if you're from Mexico, you can record something like Ay no manches, la neta que sí, etc. in a sentence that actually makes sense. But please let's avoid swear words like tu madre. So record yourself with some explanations included in the audio or by typing a message to help me with the pronunciation. You can also leave me your name if you want me to give you a shout out, and you can send everything over on my Facebook page or Instagram. And of course, you can follow me on the way. If some of you are also learning Spanish and want to know what I'm doing at the moment, I've started this new Netflix show called One Day at a Time. It's about Latin American families living in the US. It's mostly in English, so I put Spanish subtitles, but it's really well written with plenty of good references, and the cast is just amazing. Plenty of small lovely things like how Rita Moreno humorously winks at her former role in West Side Story shot more than 50 years before.
Don't you like being in this country? Of course. I like to be in America.
That's pretty amazing if you ask me. So here you go, that's pretty much my journey through the Spanish language so far. I can't wait to read your comments and messages and of course to learn even more. Si te gustó este video, por favor clica en el botón me gusta de acá abajo y compártelo para apoyar este canal. Y no te olvides suscribirte. Un abrazo cálido y nos vemos. Chao.